3D printing is an amazing method of creating anything from just ideas. But I've seen this idea floating around on the internet about 3D printing not being useful for making anything practical, which I say bah humbug to that. There's nothing more infuriating than lost potential. I've heard teachers talk about my potential more than Finn screams for Ray. And I mean, I guess these allegations do come with some sort of merit, as 3D printing can only be done with one material, plastic, which I guess is a whole spectrum of materials, but they all go to the same family reunion, so they're basically all the same. But I will not be persuaded by these haters preying on 3D printing's downfall. So I'm setting out to see for myself how useful 3D printed items can be, and what is more useful than a shoe. But I will not allow myself to stoop so low as to sacrifice looks for practicality. Nike Air Jordan 1s. Another common definition for these shoes can be the most iconic shoes ever created. If it weren't for these shoes, I wouldn't have even cared or batted an eye about doing this. Now, I could have 3D modeled these shoes myself, but nah. So I went to Cults 3D and I went searching around, and for some reason, I guess the models right now are not the same models that I looked at like a month ago when I was looking for a 3D model of these shoes. Now, the first 3D model I found, I started slicing it and everything, and I realized that there was no hole for the feet. So I had to scrap that one. For some reason, it was pretty difficult for me to find an STL that really fit the dimensions of the Jordans. But I think I was pretty satisfied with the second pair that I found. It wasn't perfect, but I think detail-wise, it was a good match. So I sliced that one up, and in the slicer, I split it into 2 separate pieces, so that way it could fit in the bed plate. And I 3D printed it facing up, so that way I would not have to use any supports, because I was not about to be peeling these supports for the next 10 years. The first print was pretty good. I really liked the detail, and it all really looked really amazing, printed exactly how I wanted it to. But it was too small. It didn't fit my foot. And the way I sliced it did not allow the foot to fit in at all. So I went back to the slicer and I scaled it up a little bit. And by a little bit, I mean a lot, because it was too big for my foot. But that's okay because it worked better. Okay, so it's a brand new day and here are the shoes. I let them do their thing. I let the glue set for like a day. Now, without any further ado, I'm gonna go ahead and try them on, see if they fit. I might have to do some adjustments, but I'm just gonna try them on first. For right now, I just have one shoe, so we're just gonna do that. I left the top without glue, so that way I could like slide my feet in, but we'll just see how that works. Let's see if the shoe fits. Ouch, almost there. All right. Honestly, the quality of it is really good. Like, you wouldn't even be able to tell that it's not real without this giant little gap right here. Cause I kind of like it. Ouch. So I think it's basically confirmed. 3D printing is okay at making shoes. I mean, I don't think I would ever like wear them in public. Who knows? Maybe I would. Maybe just like as a little fashion statement on like global warming. But I think the biggest takeaway from this is that the quality was incredible. It was really good. And I think with a model that allows the ankle to be more flexible, this really could be something that actually works well as a shoe. Because for right now, shoe-wise, it's not very efficient and not very comfortable, at least in the ankle. I think the sole was fine. I could probably add like a different sole, like an actual sole. Now, I think the biggest downside, it's not very durable at all, which I guess is pretty important in a shoe. I prefer my shoes to not speak, but I don't know. I think I'm going to see if I can make those adjustments to the design of the shoe. But there's a specific reason that I wanted to do this project. I really just wanted to see if the shoe would work. I'll leave this as a little inside scoop for a future video, but I'm planning on doing something a little different with these shoes. Mostly because I just don't want to tear apart real expensive shoes. Anyways, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to leave a like if you want, I guess.